What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about the big elephant in the room with DMZ, the controversy surrounding Blackcell and pay-to-win bundles. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and let me know down below in the comment section, did you guys tune into my crazy live stream earlier this afternoon where we went ahead and grinded the brand new Trophy Hunt event over in Season 3? That was live streamed here on the channel and over on the front page of the Modern Warfare 2 Steam listing. Really appreciate all the love you guys showed me over in chat. We went ahead and gave away 4 2400 COD point codes and even 1 Blackcell bundle. That was courtesy of the amazing team over at Call of Duty, and that was only an opportunity that was possible because of your support here on this channel. Really means the world to me. But again, the Trophy Hunt event is going to be live until the mid-season update, allowing you to unlock an M13 blueprint, an operator skin for Rose and Koenig, plus even more cosmetics. I'll be making a separate video reviewing this event in probably the next 24 hours or so, because once again, there's going to be a new event added during the mid-season, allowing you to unlock some more universal camos, and that will get rid of the current challenges that we have in-game right now. But before we continue with some severe controversy around DMZ, let's go ahead and thank the sponsor of tonight's video. Now, tonight's video is sponsored by WOAH. You're probably aware that anyone can find anything on the internet, whether it's your full legal name, personal email, home address, phone number, even your relatives, and it's only possible because of data brokers who profit off of selling your information to telemarketers, robocallers, spammers, or anyone else that wants to learn more about you. That's why today, I'm excited to announce that I'm partnering with WOAH here on the channel. Now, WOAH will identify these data brokers that are exposing your information and automatically submit opt-out requests on your behalf. They'll even opt you out of junk and even telemarketing lists, which to me is a pet peeve of mine, right? I absolutely despise getting spammed on my email or getting a bunch of spam phone calls because that takes time away from the grind. Now, you can use my link, WOAH.com/dkdynamite. It's also linked down below in the description or in the QR code on screen. And you can try out WOAH for 2 weeks for free to see how many data brokers are sharing your information. Now, you should also know that WOAH's app also features protection for your devices from malware. It has a VPN, a password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitoring. WOAH has almost every safety tool you'll ever need all inside of one app. It's important to build your credit while you're young, of course, and I can't even express how much smoother it is to be able to see my real-time credit score straight from WOAH instead of logging into a website or contacting the credit bureaus. This is easily my favorite part of the app, by the way. But if you're ready to let WOAH do the hard work keeping you safe online and safe from the dark web, then sign up right now and get a 2-week free trial using my link. You'll be shocked at how much of your private information that WOAH is going to find over those 2 weeks. Once again, go to WOAH.com/dkdynamite to start your trial today. But thank you to WOAH for sponsoring tonight's video. Now, I also wanted to mention the launch of my new merch page, dkdynamite.store. The link is down below. We got some classic designs on there that you've probably seen before underneath my YouTube channel, but we also have some newer designs as well, with a summer collection and refresh coming soon, which I couldn't be more excited about. But to also celebrate 100,000 subscribers, I've been working on this for the last couple of months. We now have DK Plushies. Yes, the bomb has been turned into a really cute plushie, and hopefully you guys check that out. The link is, of course, down below in this video's description, and I'll be giving some away over the course of this summer as well. Now, back to the video. Let's start off with the Blackcell bundle. It does cost $29.99. You cannot use COD points to buy it, so once again, you have to use real money to go ahead and purchase this pack, and it comes with over 7,000 COD points of value, featuring over 12 different operator skins, some battle pass tier skips, pro toon weapon blueprints, vehicle skins, finishing moves, 1,100 COD points instantly upon purchase, and of course the entire Season 3 battle pass. But here's the thing about Blackcell, right? Although that is half the price of the game, and yes, I'm admitting that it's expensive, and no, I do not agree with how expensive it is just $10 more than how much the Battle Pass bundles used to cost over the course of Modern Warfare 19, Cold War, Vanguard, and if anything, the $10 price increase makes sense because of how much gets bundled with it. But the thing is, if you weren't a fan of buying cosmetics in Call of Duty and don't support bundles anyway, then why complain about Blackcell? Just don't buy it. It's that simple. It's all for cosmetic purposes and doesn't actually affect the gameplay. So if you have money to spend and you're like, hey, I buy cosmetics already and I find some value out of this pack, buy it. If you guys are needing to save for other things and don't have much money to blow on microtransactions in Call of Duty or other games, then don't buy it. It is that simple. But the thing is, right, looking at all the skins that are in Blackcell, there's really cool reactive gold skins for characters like Ghost, Farah, Valeria, Alejandro. What if they would have sold those operator skins in separate individual bundles for like 1,800 to 2,400 COD points? There's people out there that probably would have bought all of those. So in that case, for those people, Blackcell's worth $30 because you're gonna get all those skins plus the battle battle pass plus more for just 30 bucks. And maybe that's the only amount of money you spend for this season, and you don't end up buying any other bundles that do come out, even though there are some cool ones coming. The thing is, right, what you want to do with your money is your choice. It's completely subjective, and I'm not a show for saying that, right? I didn't buy the Blackcell pack. I was fortunate enough to be gifted that by the team at Call of Duty. And if you're gonna say, oh well, DK, you're a part of the problem for supporting this and for accepting that, it's like, hold on a second, right? I know you guys might have strong opinions, whether it's in YouTube comments, whether it's on Twitter, wherever it is, but no matter what anyone has said, keep in mind that Blackcell is the #3 best selling pack over on Steam. It has broken records for the week. That's how many people ended up buying it, right? Going to a game right now of multiplayer Warzone DMZ, you're gonna see lots of folks running the Blackcell bundle. So it doesn't matter what I say in this video, it doesn't matter what anybody says on Twitter, it doesn't matter who has a huge following and starts a boycott, it doesn't matter, because none of that represents a majority of the community at all. The casuals do, and the casuals don't care what anybody has to say. These packs are gonna sell regardless. So if you're gonna say, oh well, DK, that's a bad mindset because that's not gonna tell Activision that we don't want things like this, well, that's the thing, right? People clearly want things like this because they're buying it, and that's been the case for how many years now. So that's why I said there is no point in losing sleep or getting angry over cosmetics that don't even affect the gameplay. It's just business, and I completely expected this. And you want to know what? Because this sold so well, definitely expect more Blackcell offerings in future seasons of not just Modern Warfare 2 but other Call of Duties. Now, Blackcell wasn't the biggest controversy for the Call of Duty community, at least this past week. It actually had to do with pay-to-win elements inside of bundles. So one bundle has already released called Bomb Squad, featuring an operator skin, some other cosmetics, but it also features the ability to spawn in every single time. If you play as this operator, you can spawn in every single time with a medium backpack, and you get access to a 4th active duty slot at the menu, as well as a 15-minute insured weapon cooldown guaranteed. Now, what gets crazier though is that some other leaked bundles do contain some mechanics that I think people out there are really upset about, and rightfully so. So there's a Rose Thorn bundle coming out, and if you equip that skin and you hop in a DMZ, you'll spawn in with a UAV every single time. That's a bit rough. And then the classic Ghost Pack that's coming out really soon. If you spawn in with that character skin in a match of DMZ, you'll spawn in with a 2-play armor vest. Then there's the Dark Rituals 2 bundle coming out, and if you play as that skin in a match of Al-Mazrah, Sheikah, Billion 21 DMZ, you'll end up spawning in with a self-revive kit. And I do believe there's other abilities and other DMZ benefits you get from some of these bundles, but the bundles haven't released yet, so we're not exactly sure what is going to be included in all of these. And there could be other bundles coming out in the mid-season update that feature more DMZ abilities. And here's what I want to say about that. Before I give my take on the pay to win part of it, here's the thing. No matter what any of us say in videos, in tweets, if these bundles do sell well in Season 3, definitely expect more of this in the future for DMZ, possibly some pay to win offerings for Warzone. Who knows about zombies in the near future? So that's the thing, right? People have to speak with their wallets if they really feel something, but at the end of the day, maybe people out there that are really upset are in the 0.1% minority of the community, and the casuals are going to eat this up anyway, to the point where they do this stuff again. So that's why I'm not going to get frustrated about this, because I just know there's a very high chance that these bundles are going to sell very, very well, and complaining doesn't do anything for the community. It's not going to make a difference at all whatsoever, and you can argue that that's the wrong mindset to have, but that's just the way the gaming industry is. People that comment religiously on Twitter, YouTube comments, the ones that are disrespectful and toxic towards developers, they're all in the 0.1% of the community. They are the minority, right? The majority don't even use social media probably, or watch content, or complain about anything. They play as often as they can after a 9 to 5 every other day, or maybe on the weekends, and then they buy some bundles that they might be interested in, and that's it. They don't care what the opinions are of the vocal people on Twitter. That's just the way it's been, and that's the thing, right? When it comes to the pay to win mechanics specifically though for these packs, I could understand the medium backpack, even the 4th active duty slot, right? How does that really affect gameplay all that much? It doesn't. Even the 15-minute insured weapon cooldown, yeah, for those that don't do faction missions, which I can guarantee you a lot of people don't, that's fair. I could see that. That doesn't really affect much. But the UAV, 2-play armor vest, the free self-revive, possibly even more, that's a little frustrating, and that's where things can get pretty crazy, where maybe you're a better player than somebody else, but because they spawn in with those items, they might get the advantage over you, right? I get how frustrating that is, and I don't agree with that. If anything, I would say those are perfect rewards for unlocking a certain skin by doing a faction mission, and then having that reward as a permanent unlock for that operator you play as. That's a great way to boost your playability and to encourage people to do the faction missions, to do this, to do that, because you can get permanent crazy rewards like that. That would have been perfect perfect. But if these bundles don't sell well, then maybe expect them to not do this again with future bundles and maybe incorporate some permanent rewards like this for actual challenges, not paywalls. But as of right now, Building 21 just became the absolute best way to regain. Even though the map isn't available for a couple days out of the week, if you just spawn into the map right now, it'll give you a large backpack, a decked out Fennec, and a 3-plate vest right off the rip, eliminating the need to even open the colored rooms, which is really odd. It's an odd change that wasn't mentioned at all in the blog post, not even on the Trello board, any tweets. Not sure if this is a bug, but I do think it's intentional to balance out the fact that there are now some pay-to-win bundles for DMZ. Most of those extra DMZ abilities in those bundles don't really change much, except for the self-revive and the UAV. That's a bit frustrating, but as a way to counter that maybe, now you could just spawn in and get everything, Xville, and use all of that across your other maps. So what you want to do is probably set up a bunch of different active duty slots, set them all up to Building 21, and then maybe just rely on one of those operator slots throughout the week, so that in case you die with that slot, you have those other ones as backup that you went ahead and juiced up thanks to Building 21. But the other thing too that I'm kind of mixed about is the type of people that play DMZ, right? Over the last couple of days, I've seen some really cracked out players playing the mode, but since launch of it in season 1, there's a lot of bots that play DMZ, people that have no idea what's going on, people that don't know much about extraction shooters, people that don't regain before going for faction missions or for PvP action. So if anything, I get why they want to maybe encourage the casuals to get better at the game. They want to give them some type of boost in their inventory so they can continuously play the game more and feel like they're kind of up to par with some of the better players out there. It's kind of like a form of SPMM in a way, where it's just improving the matchmaking for those players. So I kind of get that. But then the other thing is that with all the players that are already cracked out at DMZ, they're probably going to be buying these bundles to get even more juiced out, to where it might make the mode that much more frustrating, which could actually hurt the longevity of the mode. But again, it's kind of too soon to tell how this pay-to-win type of system for bundles is going to affect DMZ in the future. But you also have to remember that these permanent unlocks and these abilities, like spawning in with a UAV or a self-revive, those are tied to a specific operator skin, a part of that bundle. So that's the thing, right? Will players out there play as those skins forever? Because there's going to be times when people out there want to switch their skin around and won't spawn in with those abilities. So that's why I think it's a little bit balanced that you have to play as that specific operator to use those abilities. But yeah, you might have those players out there that only play as those characters then because they always want to spawn in with those advantages. So let's just see exactly how this affects DMZ in the future, and I'll make a follow-up video to this one talking more about that. To blame content creators for not saying more about this when we have the Blackcell bundle being the #3 most sold item on Steam over the last week, it's like, what are we supposed to do about that? It's the casuals that have to stop buying it for change to happen. So to be angry at content creators, it's just not the right move. To be angry at developers, at artists that work behind the scenes, to be angry at the PR team, you know, the communications manager, what is the point of that, right? We have absolutely no involvement in those creative decisions or those business decisions to do things like this, right? People have to speak with their wallets to make change, not yell at us on Twitter as if we could do anything. That just doesn't make sense to me. And you guys know me, I really give very constructive criticism about Call of Duty on the podcast whenever we do it every Friday, right? I usually save rants and long discussions for the pod, but there's videos like this every once in a while where we're gonna go in depth about something that's really controversial, and I'm being honest about it, right? I'm not being paid to say anything nice. It's an honor to work with the PR team at Call of Duty to promote new content, to get early access to certain things, to do giveaways with you guys, but never ever have they said that you have to promote the game in a very positive light and you have to agree with the prices of bundles and the Blackcell. It just doesn't happen. I don't know where that tinfoil hat conspiracy came from, but it just isn't real. But the last thing I'll say is that Season 3 Backlash thus far hasn't really made much sense to me. I think aside from the DMZ pay-to-win bundles and the Blackcell offering, there's been some really weird controversy surrounding Warzone movement. There were some comments made on the dev call which suggested that some cool changes were coming to the fluidity of the movement inside of Warzone 2, but the thing is, those changes did release across the entirety of the game. They're not anything crazy, but it's definitely an improvement over what once was the movement in the game. But for those that expected us to go back to the exact movement we had in Warzone 1, that's never happening. I also don't think that even if they did that, that would really fix what people's problem is with the game, because overall, it's the COD cycle at its finest, right? People saying that Caldera's so much fun now, Warzone 1 is peak. It's like, look at what the community was saying during Caldera's life cycle, and it almost asked for a complete overhaul and a complete foundation change for Warzone altogether, which is what we got with Warzone 2. And I'm not saying that Warzone 2 is perfect, but for those that are saying that the season is dead and it's underperforming and it's underwhelming, it's like, wait a second, they added added quite a bit to Warzone 2, aside from the movement changes, right? Some cool features, modes, whatever. There's also a lot being offered inside of multiplayer. 2 great maps in my opinion. 4 maps for gunfight. We have Cranked. We have 2 really great weapons. An amazing battle pass with awesome cosmetics. They're a huge step up from previous seasons. And DMZ is like a whole different game now. So please figure out, or please explain to me, how Season 3 is underwhelming or an underperforming update. How is it a flop, if anything? There is so much being offered. And yeah, call me a fanboy, call me a shill. I don't care. I'm enjoying this season. There's a lot to look forward to with future updates. I know that for a fact. And I also think that the season offers so much across every mode that it's going to be busy for a while, at least until the mid-season update. So I just don't get the backlash surrounding Season 3. And yeah, you can maybe say, oh, Call of Duty takes 1 step forward, 10 steps back. That's your opinion. You have a right to feel that way. But I just don't think the pay-to-win elements for the DMZ bundles or Blackcell or, not a drastic enough change for Warzone movement, I don't think any of that is able to overshadow the amazing content that is being offered this season. And that's just how I feel. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the Blackcell Battle Pass offering, the DMZ pay-to-win mechanics, and everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.